again, I think men do this. We romanticize this idea that you have the money and then women are just flocking to these men with money. I firmly believe, just in reality, to go outside, women are still, they want the best of both. They're not going to compromise treatment for money most cases. We see very, very few women who will do that. That is not the common woman. Like in abundance, I'm sorry, it's just not.
Stop right there. Stop right there. Stop right there. If we walked into a building, there were 20 men to the right with abundance of money, and there was 20 men to the right that would love women for life. They don't have no money. Who would women pick?
If she could visibly see who has more, just visibly, you're talking money?
These guys over here don't have wealth, but they'll love you for life. These guys right here, they might not be the most loving, but they can take care of you financially for life. They have wealthy. Who would women pick? Most women in modern today, would they pick the men who are wealthy? They might not be loving you as much. They're not going to be detrimental to you, but they might not be able to love you as much, the best, and the way you would want to be loved. But these men here, they don't have money. They don't have money to their name or a dollar to their name, but they'll love the women for life. Who do you think most women would pick? The man who loves the best or the men who have the most money?
Women are going to flock to what is most flashy, what stands out the most as far as.
True. Can you answer my question that I asked you, brother? I just asked you, are they going to pick that? There's 20 men who have money. There's 20 men they'll take care of you for life. And there's 20 men that'll love you for life. In today's time, what man would those women pick today? Please.
They're going to pick the man with more resources, but that wasn't
okay. But that goes against that does, because you said that the money, that the woman would still want the man who treats her good. But the reason why a man get money is because treating her good isn't good enough.
Hold on, Ali.
It is good enough, but you need money to survive. Like they used to say, no romance without finance. And it's like, what are we talking about?
Pearl, y'all are working now. So Pearl, y'all are working. Go ahead, Sweetie. Y'all are working now.
I was gonna say this. So this goes back to kind of answer Ali's question. It goes back to what Bo was saying when she said what y'all were taught, right? Y'all were taught to go after the guy with the money and stuff like that. And Ali said, yeah, but as life is the biggest teacher, what happens with men, they'll tell us go after the baddest chick you can get. But if life shows us that the baddest chicks we've been picking have been trash ass women, we will disregard the bad chicks and start going after the women that treat us right. We'll be like, all right, the bad chicks ain't shit. So let me go ahead. Y'all hear it all the time. Dudes say, man, just give me a solid 6 and I'm good. Like, we understand what settled, like you can't have it all. What happened with women, though, is that, let's say, for instance, they taught y'all, go after the guy with money. And this is about to speak to True's point. Go after the guy with money. Y'all find out the guy with money's been dogging you out. What y'all would then say is, okay, the guy with money is dogging me out, but I'm not going to give up that money part. But now I want the guy with money to also treat me right, do right by me. And then we find that, and you find out like 20, 30 years down the line, y'all find out a whole lot later in life that those two guys don't necessarily exist in the same body. And then you might come to the understanding of Bo in your later years, like, damn, the average guy was the one that was the right one for me. We learn very early on what's good for us very quickly because we logically understand quickly, because life always teaches us life is about choices and trade-offs. Y'all don't necessarily get taught that life is about choices and trade-offs. Y'all think y'all can continue to stack on top of, if that guy with money, he treated me right. I mean, that guy with money, he may not have treated me right, but I'm not losing that standard for money. I'm going to just stack on top of that and say, okay, not only do I need a man with money, but now I need a man that's going to rub my feet every night. I need a man that's going to treat me right. I need a man that's going to do this. And they just keep stacking on until it becomes this impossible man that don't exist on the planet. Whereas we say, all right, we know for a fact that the baddest chicks on the planet ain't going to act right most of the time. All right, well, shoot, I'm willing to sacrifice her being the baddest chick on the planet if I can get a sweet woman out the deal.
Right. And then flip the question. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Bruce.
So 2 things. Number one, Hey boy, that boy Sweeney on point, man. When he ain't sitting over here making the black community out to be victims, he is on point, man. Now, here's the thing, right? A lot of your women will compromise their standards, their moralities for money. When you look at a lot of your women today, as soon as they turn 18, a lot of women are jumping on OnlyFans. You are seeing a lot more women who are jumping into that industry than you have ever seen before. Right? And this stuff is encouraged. And once again, why are women doing this? Because of money. Anytime you ask these women, why are you doing this? Right? A lot of times they will say, well, because I need money and I need to pay bills. I need to do this. I need to do that. So you are willing to pretty much sell your soul for some money. That's all you're doing. A good example, man, is Nick Cannon, Future. Who else you got? NBA Youngboy. All of these women are up here literally giving their eggs to these men for what? Money. Because if these men were broke, they wouldn't be dealing with these men. That's just a fact. So of course there's a price, which is why we had a video a couple of days ago where they were asking women, well, what is the price for that coos? Right? What is the price for that coos? And of course, the women don't like it. But once again, I mean, like I said, when you look at a lot of these women, they want you to spend money on them. A lot of these women become hypergamous, right? A lot of women today are hypergamous. And the same ones that say, well, most of your women aren't doing that are the same ones that will be a Nick Cannon's baby mama, that will be a NBA Youngboys, or that will be a NBA Youngboys baby mama, that will be a Future's baby mama. The ones that say they wouldn't are the same ones who are running around here with children by other men or by a man. And guess what? They're the same ones who say they wouldn't do it are the same ones who have their man on child support. The same ones who say they wouldn't do it are the same ones who will sit here and take these men to the cleaners when it comes down to divorce, right? The same ones who said they wouldn't do it are the same ones who said that, hey, listen, I will not take any money from you. Hey, I will not do anything, man, if we get married. All your money is your money. Just for them to then turn around and the first thing they shoot for is your money, is your assets. This isn't me talking down on marriage. This is me just speaking facts. Once again, your women will compromise for some money. That's just a fact. They will manipulate and lie for money, and they will compromise their morality for money. That's just a fact. They will give up their morality for money. They don't mind sitting over here. I mean, when you look at Leanna Rose, you look at a lot of these women who are ex-corn stars, and the funny thing about it, they're still in their 20s, and they say, oh my gosh, all of the humiliating stuff that I had to do, this, that, and the third, I don't want people to look at me as that, right? But if that's the case, then go ahead and give up all of that money that they gave you, right? But once again, they're not going to do that. And this is the issue that you have with American women, and they get upset when you compare them to children. Well, it becomes an issue when that's how you think. You think like a child. Every time a man gets divorced, he has to pay figuratively and literally. I mean, guys, we've already seen these videos numerous of times, but just look at these small clips of these women asking for what? What are they asking for when it comes down to divorce? When it comes down to, hey, well, listen, I don't want to be in this relationship anymore because I'm not happy. Let me go ahead and skedaddle out of here.
I filed for divorce 2 months ago. I've been trying to look for an apartment, and the places that I'm looking at, I need to make 3 times the rent to be able to rent them. And unfortunately, with my job, I'm a CNA. I don't make 3 times the rent. So I need a child support order to be able to add to my income so I can meet the requirement. And I've been trying to get into some sort of settlement with my soon-to-be ex-husband on that. And basically, he is blackmailing me, I guess.
It was the things that he said in the way that made me feel. That's the reason why I'm not with him today. And one of those things that he said to me was when we were already splitting up and I was moving out. And I was telling him, like, hey, you know, we don't need to do a nasty divorce, but like, you do need to like give me some money to go on about my way, because I've been a stay-at-home mom for the past 1.5 years, and I don't have anything to show for that year where I could have been earning money. I was at home taking care of us. Like, you got to work because of my sacrifice, so I deserve something. And like, nothing unreasonable, but just something so that I can breathe, so that I'm not like paycheck to paycheck, literally. And he told me, he said, and I also said that, yeah, I didn't work, but like, I provided value because I gave birth to 2 children and I raised them, and I helped with family life. And his answer was, what you did, that's not how value works. What you did it have any value? Because there was a lot of women who wanted to give me kids.
What are they asking for, people? They were asking for money, right? They were asking for money, but yet I bet you they were the same people that said, babe, you don't have to worry about a prenup. I'm not here for your money. But yet this is the first thing that they shoot for. Man, here's the thing, right? And I don't mind. I'm probably going to get hit with a copyright on this because I'm about to show y'all this clip right here. Hopefully I can freaking find it, right? But there's a clip where a guy who is in the NFL, who's making tons of money, look at some of the scandalous stuff that his girlfriend did. Now, by the way, his girlfriend, I'm pretty sure, is the same one that sat here and said, babe, I'm not with you for your money. Hey, babe, most women don't sit over here and go for women or go for men with money. Most of you women aren't sitting over here doing that. Your average woman ain't sitting over here doing that. But yet, once again, look at your average woman in the court system. They going for that money. Look at what this woman does. Look at how this woman takes advantage of this man's money and by the way, guys, that was 30 for 30 going broke, athletes going broke, right? But he's just pretty much talking about how, you know, shawty just took advantage once again. But these are the same women that say most of your women don't sit over here and take advantage of men for their money. Most of your women don't do this. Most of your women don't do that. But yet a lot of these women end up proving what we are saying is true. And then with Pearl, I mean, it's just so funny because she's saying you need money to survive. But that's the thing, though. There's no limit when it comes down to your American women, right? When you have your older women, they lived under the man's means. So it was, how much money do I need to survive? How much money this man could bring into the household? Whatever he's bringing into the household, that's what's going to help y'all survive. That's how much money you need. Now women are saying they need a vacation. You got to be able to take them on vacations once a month or once or 3 times a damn year. You got to be able to buy them this. You can't take them on coffee dates. You can't freaking take them here. You can't. It's like, come on, bro. Once again, there is no limit to your American women today, right? There is no limit to your sisters in the sisterhood. But let's continue.
Whenever you ask True Table that question, it was kind of loaded. You ask somebody, would a woman choose a man who is peacocking? He's showing the signals that he has the economic prowess to be able to provide the lifestyle, or the man who is going to truly love her. The problem with that question for the person who has to make that selection is that it's not written, it's not visible that the man who would truly love her there is no indicators during the selection process. She has to actually dive into a relationship with him and discover by trials and errors or tests that he's actually willing to truly love her. So whenever you're faced with the selection, you could see the peacocking, but you can't see the true love. You got to actually go have the experience. That's why it's kind of unfair to give a question.
It was built into his question that he automatically assumed. It obviously it's a hypothetical situation where she knows without a shadow of a doubt that the 20 man on the right is gonna treat her right for the rest of her life and love her, and the 20 man on the right got the money.
Okay, got it. So if it's unrealistically set up to where it's written somewhere that the guys are gonna truly love her, I would make the argument that the women that's gonna choose the men that's gonna truly love her. End of the story. The second point I wanted to make is that
you just said, hold on.
Let me just land and you can have it, because
all right, you got it.
Interruptions is, I mean, it ain't no problem interrupting. It's just I wasn't able to get in at like no time. The second point I wanted to make was it's not an absolute when we're talking about high earning man or high status man treating a woman a certain way. That is subjective, because if you let it be told from the man who is actually dishing out the treatment, he may say that the woman wasn't being cooperative, or she was participating in some nefarious things, or she was just not acting right, and that's why he withheld his resources. And it also shines a light on communication issues between those two, because a lot of these men up here that actually has the leverage and the status would communicate to the woman that, hey, look, having access to me comes with a cost, and if you don't behave in XYZ manner, then you don't get XYZ allowances or treatment or lifestyle. So it sheds light on that. And whoever has the upper hand in that dynamic gets to set the terms. And oftentimes you have a lot of women who are obtaining access by these men, and they're not privy to the terms of being able to retain that access. So they call it financial abuse. They call it mistreatment and all these other things. But most of the time, I would say to argue 9 times out of 10, guys who have the status and the power are not just mistreating them for no reason. There's a reason behind it. And if you let the women tell it, then most of the women are going to give themselves an A+ on their own report card. And I'll yield.
So earlier in the show, because I've been watching the whole time, you said you felt bad for your counterparts because they can't find the same thing that you found, which means that most women wouldn't choose love if you felt bad for your counterparts. So why do you switch it now and saying that the women would choose love? And what's ironic is if I asked the same question to the brothers, if there was 20 boss babes to the right and they had money and there was 20 women who would love them for life, the brothers would pick the woman who loved them for life. But you said earlier that you feel bad for the men, your counterparts, because they can't find these type of women that you got. So why are you switching it now and saying that these women would choose love?
I didn't switch it. I stand 10 toes down on what I said.
So why do you feel bad for them then?
I feel bad for a lot of guys because they can't obtain the experience that I've had with a woman who's able to give me the level of cooperation, but to give me to love me throughout 10 years of marriage, give me kids within wedlock, all of those things included. A lot of men are just not. My statement was there's a lot of good men out here.
Yes,
that were not able to obtain that. I still stand tall on that. So what did I switch?
That means that they can't get men and they're good men. They're going to have the resources to get those women. That's how you switch. You said these women, you said the women would, now you're saying the women would pick the good men over the resources. But those good men can't find women because those women want resources.
If you paint an unrealistic option, saying that the woman can visibly see that the man would truly love her, which is unrealistic. It's a loaded question.
It wasn't unrealistic. It's truthful.
It is. That's why Sweeney had to point out that it was painted as a hypothetical.
Most women don't say they won't love.
Interrupt me earlier when I was answering. It is actually written somewhere that they could foresee that these group of men on the right side, across from the man that's peacocking, would actually truly love her. When we know that's unrealistic, you actually have to dive in a relationship.
Why they peacocking? They just got money. You added the peacocking. They just got money.
Okay, that's a metaphor to the man actually signaling that he has status and resources. You can call it whatever you want, but let's not filibuster the point to play semantics based on the terms that expose whether or not the man has money or not.
Oh, let's ask the brothers then. It might just be us two brothers. If there was a guy that looked just like Bruiser, they had two brothers look just like Bruiser. One has money and the other one doesn't. The other one will love the woman for life. The other one will take care of her for life. Who do you think most women would pick? The Bruiser with money or the Bruiser who would love her?
Looking like that, he'd have to have money.
That's one. Oh. And that's a lady. Hey, Pearl, who would most women pick?
The Bruiser with money, man.
How about you, Enter the Dragon?
Yeah, the Bruiser with money.
How about you, Trev?
I would say the Bruiser with money.
Yeah, so I'm not filibustering. That's actually people's reality and their experiences in life as well too. That women are picking now the men who have resources over the men who would love them. And I told you earlier, and other people told you on the panel earlier, that a lot of men are getting compromised because they give women their heart, but women give them their body. They want money for it. They want resources for their money. They want resources for their beauty, and they'll tell you got to pay for their beauty and their submission. So why come in and say it's filibustering when most of the men agree with it as well too? You on mute? Something happened to your mic.
How do they flip-flop from?
Man, it's just so funny with Bo taking shots at him, but yet she would be the same one to be a victim when somebody takes shots at her, when somebody wants to hold her accountable for something, hold her to the fire. It's just like, man, Bo, listen, if you ain't about it, just shut the hell up. If you're not about it, just shut the hell up. Don't make no faces. And I get it. You know, some people are gonna say, well, didn't Darwin sit over here and play a sound effect button while she was in the middle of talking? I mean, hey, I guess you could say that irritated her, but I mean, once again, you ain't gotta. You want to talk about being a bigger man, you want to talk about being an adult. I mean, be an adult, right? But of course, you got to compare women like Bo to children. But yes, I don't know why Bruiser would say what he said. I mean, he's sitting over here saying that, hey, well, no, these women will sit here and pick love. That's cap, right? We already know those women will pick money. Come on, Bruiser. I mean, come on, that's wild. And even the people in the comments called him out for some of this stuff because they're like, bro, Bruiser, what are we doing?
What I said earlier.
Hey, Sweeney, just remember.
Look.
I think y'all got it mixed up.
I got a point.
No, we don't get it. We don't got it mixed up.
Hold on. Earlier,
when
you mentioned counterparts. And I think that's what Ali is talking on when you mentioned counterparts. When you mentioned counterparts, I think you were still talking about like other men.
No. Hey, Pearl. You remember when Sweeney was talking about women with standards and they don't know and they don't know when to stop.
Let her answer the question.
That's what Bruce is doing right now. He don't know when to stop.
What was the question you had, Miss Pearl?
No, so earlier I heard you when you were speaking and you were saying like the counterparts wouldn't be as
they weren't lucky to be able to obtain
have the same experience that you did. And I think when you said counterparts, Ali took it as women. When I think you were just you made a mistake and you were just speaking about other men.
No, it was men. He said they were good men. No, they were men. They were good men. Everybody heard it on the panel.
I was talking about a lot of my friends and people that I know that are good. I said these are good men, and they want the same thing I want. They were just unfortunate,
and they can't get it, sweetie.
Unfortunate to obtain it. That's my point. I never changed anything.
All right. So
just let it go.
I had a
hold on. We got to get Shan. Shan been in the back trying to get in that trip.
Hey, Shan, you ought to come in the camp.
Listen, I have already got myself ready for bed. Unless y'all want to see me in my.
Hey, look, that's your fault. You joined the
I
live.
have to be at work in the morning.
On your shit. You don't be sitting there. We can't see you.
So listen.
Sitting in the back chat, raising your hand and shit, talking about some let me get in.
This irritates me because some of the most generous people I've met, men, have had money. So stop with this. And some of the most horrible, most women are getting played by average dudes. They're not getting played by men with money. I'm sorry. Most women don't even have access to men with money. They are getting played by average dudes. So stop saying that just because you have money, you're this guy. There are other reasons. Maybe he's, the particular guy isn't attractive, or maybe he's corny. There are other things that go into play. But generous, the men that I have met, I find them all to be very generous and nice people. I think in our mind, we think is it like this Boomerang character where he's like this suave guy who has money with with an attitude. That's not most, I would say that's not most men with money. They don't all look like that. They don't all carry themselves that way. So let's just get that out of the picture. Now, Ali, I would argue that your argument, I get that. When you said the women who like money on, the guys with money on one side and also the men who love them on the other side. But I would argue that for men, it would be, would you choose a woman who loves you or a woman who's attractive? And most men are having these issues because they're going out of attractiveness in opposed to love. Because there's always this woman that maybe she's not that attractive, who's, loving on you. She wants to be with you. She'll do all of these things for you, but maybe she's not the baddie, or she may not be as attractive as maybe what physically what you want. So I would argue that would be more of an
we already
debunked that. But Shan, we already debunked that because most women aren't attractive either.
No, I would even argue. No,
just like y'all said. No, hold on. Just like they just said, most men are average. Most women are not attractive either. So y'all got to stop with that. We talking about the men that go after beautiful women. There's a minority of beautiful women. Most women average too. They're not
right.
that.
So,
hold on. It's even more simple than that.
Even when it comes to beauty, maybe the woman you find to be decently attractive.
No, but Shan, do you think men will pick money or they'll pick a woman's heart?
Well, men and women are different when it comes to money.
No, but even that. So let's go.
We're talking about things people care about versus things they don't. Women care about money. Men care about physical, right?
Yes.
So I would argue, would you choose physical appearance over love?
A man would pick love over physical appearance.
Well, let me ask you a question, Shan. This question about physical appearance over love. Are we moving the goalposts like we did with Ali's question, as if the man knows for sure that these women are there for love? Like they
Sweeney, it's your fault, Sweeney.
God
damn it. I would say.
Can you let her answer the damn question?
That's a pointless question.
Yeah, it does take a minute for someone to know if somebody loves them. But I think that we all have had people who we know in our lives, like, oh, he really likes me a lot. He loves me. And then you got that guy over here, maybe he has some of the things that you like in opposed to the love. And I think that for men, it's the same thing. You may have this chick, she's in love with you, she'll do anything for you, but oh, this chick right here, she bad. You know what I'm saying? So I think we've all been presented with these options. Most people who are decent looking people have been presented with these options.
Shan, so here's the difference, because I explained this earlier. I don't know if you was listening, right? In that particular scenario, he knows. So we go back to me and Ali's example. He knows that the women on the left are extremely beautiful, and the women on the right will treat him right for the rest of his life. He will pick the women on the right who will treat him right for the rest of his life, because we already know that men will make concessions on beauty for a woman that will treat him right. Remember how
will he be loyal to her?
God damn it.
No, but you gotta say you're making it seem like this is a handsome man again. Like we keep talking out the eyes of the best guy and the best woman instead of the average man. Most men can't cheat. And we would say, man, there are men. We would say, Lord, go ahead.
He might not be loyal though. That's a good question.
Who gives a fuck? We just talking about the initial choice.
No, we gotta dig deeper. He ain't choosing her. He just wiping her and then going to choose that baddie.
When he looking for interceptions, he looking for an interception. That's all.
Okay, wait.
Who's just trying to get back in the game?
Hang on. Cheyenne Monet, she's just yapping at this point, right? Now here's the thing: she was doing good at the beginning. But then you start to sit here and yap, and it's just like, okay, sis, see, now we got to get you back on track. Because here's the thing: most men go for your average looking women. We literally just went over a video where most of your men would tell other men, go for your 6. No, go for your 5s, your 6s, your 7s, your 8s, because those are going to be the ones that are easier to deal with. And most of your women will sit here and go for your 10% of men who have money or status, right? It ain't got to be just money. It could also be status and clout. And the fact that she can't catch herself in a contradiction, this is how you know she's just talking, because she just sat here and said it takes some time to actually love somebody. But then you're going to pose a question, well, are men attracted to appearance, or are they attracted to love off rip? Right? If we're talking about off rip, they're going to be attracted to appearance, because I don't know anything else about you, ma'am. I don't know anything about you, right? Now the question should be, after dealing with a woman for a certain amount of time and you find out that she really ain't it, are you still going to deal with her because of her appearance or for love, right? And once again, this is where you're going to start to have your guys become simps. This is where you have your guys seeing red flags and seeing that this woman ain't good for them, but they will still deal with them. And now they're picking body over love, right? And once again, it becomes more nuanced than that, because once again, after that post-nut clarity, is the man still going to be there, right? That's going to determine if the man loves you or not. But do me a huge favor, leave me a like, leave me a comment, subscribe to the channel. Till the next one.